I was making coffee when the knock came. Not a polite one, the kind of pounding that rattles the doorframe. I already knew who it was. Through the peephole, I saw them, my parents. My brother smirking behind them. 3 months since they sold their home. 3 months since they wired every cent, $280,000, to him. 3 months since they told me I was doing fine and didn't need it. Now they were here, suitcases in hand, ready to stay for a while, in my house. It wasn't always like this. Growing up, I believed we were a team, my brother and I, equal in our parents' eyes. I worked 2 jobs through college. He didn't. I bought my first home at 27. He burned through credit cards and called it living. When Dad's health started slipping, I visited every week. My brother called once a month, maybe. Still, somehow, he was the golden one, the one they trusted, the one they chose. I found out about the sale by accident. A friend mentioned my parents' house was listed. No one had told me. When I confronted them, they brushed it off, said the market was right, the timing perfect. Then I learned where the money went. Not into retirement, not split between their kids, straight into my brother's account. He needs a fresh start, Mom said. And you're fine. That was the moment I stopped being fine. I didn't scream, I didn't cry, I smiled. And in that smile I made a decision. I would never let them treat me like an afterthought again. The plan started small. I knew my parents were reckless with boundaries. They assumed family ties meant they could take whatever they wanted. So I prepared. Step 1, I quietly changed the locks. Step 2, I added security cameras, inside and out. Step 3, I called my lawyer. We drew up an occupancy clause that left no room for interpretation. No one may reside in or store property on the premises without written consent. It was airtight, legal, binding. Then I waited, because I knew they'd come. The moment my brother's fresh start went sour, and it always did, they'd look for the next soft landing. Back to that knock. I opened the door just enough to see their faces. Mom beamed like this was some surprise reunion. "We're just going to stay until we figure things out," she said, brushing past me. Except she didn't brush past. The chain lock stopped her cold. "What's this?" she frowned. "Security," I said. My voice was calm, too calm. "You can't just move in here." Dad chuckled like I was joking. My brother stayed silent, eyes darting around like he was already calculating which room he'd take. I stepped outside, pulling the door shut behind me. "You sold your house," I said. "You gave away every cent to him." I nodded toward my brother. "That was your choice. But this house, this is mine, and your choices don't buy you space here." Mom's smile faltered. "We're family. You can't turn us away." "I can," I said, "and I already have. You're trespassing." That was the first punch. The second came when I handed them the envelope. Inside was a formal notice to vacate, already notarized. I'd anticipated their attempt weeks ago. It wasn't just a refusal, it was a legal warning. If they set foot past my threshold, I could have them removed by police. Dad's voice cracked. "You'd really do that?" "I wouldn't," I said, "but you made sure I had to." The silence was thick. My brother scoffed, muttering something about me being heartless. I turned to him. "You had $280,000 3 months ago. Where is it?" His jaw tightened. No answer. That was the third punch, making him say nothing, because the truth would cut deeper than any insult. Finally, Mom stepped back. "We'll figure something out," she said. But the fight was gone from her voice. I didn't reply. I just watched as they turned, dragging their suitcases away. Inside, I locked the door. The cameras caught them leaving, just like I knew they would. I should have felt guilt, but all I felt was clarity. They chose him. They emptied their life savings into his hands and expected me to catch them when he inevitably dropped it. They thought blood meant entitlement. But family isn't about blood. It's about respect, boundaries, choice. In the end, I didn't just protect my home. I made sure they understood one thing. The next time they gamble away everything they own, they'd better make sure they have somewhere else to land. Because my door, it will always stay locked to those who try to kick it down.